Jump that. That's a nigga.
Shit, he better. He better take me serious, but I don't think so. I think they training. I think they're training as hard as they can. Um, I think they putting a little trying to put a little mastermind squad together to coach for this fight, and it's gonna be a good fight. I'm gonna tell you like this: we're preparing for the best Gervonta Davis that's going to be, that everyone's ever seen. That's what we're preparing for. We're not preparing for a guy who might not be focused. We're not preparing for a guy who might be lazy or anything like that. We're preparing for the best version of him.
As the sun dipped over Miami International Airport, the terminal buzz was normal until it wasn't. Without warning, Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. collided in a moment of raw chaos that stunned onlookers and uploaded a firestorm across social media in seconds. Two top-tier fighters, one airport, and now one explosive brawl with no ring, no fans yelling. Fight night. One thing was certain. This was personal.
Lamont Roach definitely earned my respect tonight. Definitely one of the first fighters to put Tank to the test. Just matching fire with fire. That was a good fight. For me, I need to see a rematch ASAP. But yeah, Tank definitely took the knee, 100%. I see Roach winning that 7-5 personally, but boxing is business, so they were never gonna let him have that win. Roach's timing was on point though. No easy knockouts tonight. Sharp counters, like. Real, very good fighter, very good fighter. Let me know what you guys think, if that robbery was fair or not. Leave it in the comments.
Lamont Roach was in Miami for a media blitz, press stops, promo shoots, and hype for his upcoming fight. Ever since his heated face-off with Gervonta Davis ended in a controversial draw, momentum's been on his side. Fans see him as the underdog turn threat.
Who am I here with today?
Lamont Roach Jr.
I don't know who you are, man. What do you do for a living?
And I box.
How long have you been boxing for?
I've been boxing since I was 9 years old, so 20 years.
How old were you when you made your first million?
I was 29.
You made some money. What's the best piece of advice about money you've received throughout your career?
Save that money gonna save you.
Has there ever been one experience where you spent too much money than you thought you should have, that you regret?
That I regret? No, but there's been a lot of times where I shouldn't have spent as much money as I did.
Is there one piece of advice that now that you've been boxing for a couple of years, you could tell your younger self about boxing?
My advice to my younger self would be keep going. You're gonna end up exactly where you're supposed to be at. As long as you work hard, put your faith in God, and you just keep pushing.
What made you really stand out as a boxer?
My hard work, determination to be the best.
Is there one boxer that you think inspires you the most with your play style?
I take bits and pieces from all boxers, even some of my opponents and stuff like that.
Anyone specifically?
No, not necessarily.
What keeps you motivated to keep pushing hard still?
It's definitely hard for me to give up because I know what's at stake. I know what can happen. I know what can happen with hard work. But if I ever feel like giving up, my motivation would be my son, my family, the ones who behind me 100%. They've been down at the bottom with me, so they coming up top with me.
Where can they find you on social media, man?
1of1X.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you, bro.
Meanwhile, Tank Davis touched down like he ran the city. Hoodie up, entourage deep, eyes locked on revenge. But beneath the swagger was tension, legal drama, online beefs, and a rematch that felt way too personal. When the two locked eyes near baggage claim, time froze. No words, just energy. Tank moved with intent. Roach didn't flinch. They clashed like two stories colliding. Power versus hunger, chaos versus focus. Security moved in, but they were too late. Tank charged. Roach countered. Fists flew at lightning speed. The crowd erupted. Phones came out. People screamed. This wasn't about titles anymore. It was raw pride, live and unfiltered. Two fighters too real to wait for fight night. Stories like this don't happen without backstories. The first fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach was anything but what fans expected. It started as just another Tank showcase, another night where the knockout king was supposed to dominate and remind the world why he's the face of boxing. But from the opening bell, Roach flipped the script.
Oh, nice double left hook by Roach to the body and then to the head. Right there it is. Oof. And Davis just got backed up with a counter right from Roach.
That's a big moment.
Load with the left. Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leaned with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his...
Nice combination from Roach. Oh, another right hand, another right left by Roach. Nice combination. Got just over around 11 as well.
Maybe him getting cracked.
Davis fighting on even terms here in the 11th. Both of them have landed.
Has to keep doing that. Roach said the familiarity, knows his weaknesses. It's one thing to say it.
The decision is a majority draw.
He came in composed, calculated, and absolutely fearless. I mean, this guy ate Tank's punches like they were nothing.
How do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
He got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told you I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like, I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll. Like I said, I knew I had a chin. I mean, I spar guys that were like junior middleweights, like current champions that was at that weight. So I know I can take a punch. He's twitchy in there. Like, I do see why he knocked people out. I mean, like, being up close and personal, obviously I seen it on the TV like that, but I understand why he knocked people out. I'm not going to tell y'all because y'all going to tell him.
Meanwhile, Tank looked flat, sloppy, frustrated. He swung wild, missed big, and looked nothing like the monster we're used to seeing. Then came the 9th round, the most controversial moment of the fight. Tank dropped to a knee, clearly hurt, but the ref ruled it a slip instead of a knockdown.
Tank did that, so I know the got in his eye, but they should have countered it. They would have countered it, would have went to Lamont Roach. What I didn't like about Tank, he was gassing up Lamont Roach way too much, and he was already talking about like retiring.
He seemed a little distracted, didn't he, in the fight?
That wasn't the same Gervonta Davis we're really used to seeing.
It just lets you know how corrupt like these governing bodies are, bro. If that dude took a knee, not only did he take a knee, he's like, hold on real quick. Let me get this out of my eye. How is that not a point? Like,
you know, funny thing, bro, that's why I cut my braids off. I had braids, and I had the same thing. I went through the same when I fought Andre, that shit burning my eyes, so I cut that off.
That one call changed everything. If scored correctly, Roach could have walked away with the win. Instead, the fight ended in a draw, and the boxing world exploded.
Tank, you voluntarily took a knee midway through this fight. It was not ruled a knockdown. What happened?
I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in my shit, so the shit was like, you know, like when you sweating and things like that, and the grease come in my face. It burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Come on, man. Look at my hair. I just got my shit done. But it's all cool, man. You know how I get. They love you and then they hate you. Turn around and love you again. You know what I mean?
Fans called it a robbery. Analysts said Tank was exposed. For the first time, people weren't just questioning a decision. They were questioning if Tank was still that guy. Meanwhile, Roach walked away with all the momentum. He didn't just survive. He made Tank look human.
Clearly in there, man. I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate true boxing media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won, and I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance again.
Roach is on everybody's hit list now, because who wouldn't want to beat the guy that made Gervonta Davis take a knee?
Who you gonna fight next?
That's what I'm talking about. That's the question right there. I want to unify at 135. Me and Shakur already talked to each other, and if he's available and we can line it up, that's what we're gonna do.
Really? Y'all wait, y'all spoke like this? Yo. Let's get this popping.
For sure.
Like
what are you talking about? If he beats Tank, he's fighting Tank again. Obviously, there's a rematch going on.
We talking about past that. We talking past that because you got to give him the option and tell what he gonna do. So you talk personally to Shakur, no managers, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Personally, he cool.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question. So you're now officially moving up to 35?
I mean, we gonna see. I mean, like, so I'm gonna be the champ at both weights.
Right.
And if there's no opportunity to unify at 35, I want to unify at 30. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
Now, with the rematch officially set for August, all eyes are back on Gervonta Davis, but not in the way he's used to. This isn't about hype anymore. It's about redemption.
I could have stopped him. It's me. Definitely my fault.
That first fight left a scar on his legacy, and the only way to heal it is to dominate Roach in convincing fashion. Not a decision, not a close call, a real statement. Because if Tank struggles again, or worse, loses, it could be the beginning of the end of his reign.
How many rematches have you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, that's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't get me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same, and that's what people getting messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight, a whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
He's been called a protected fighter, accused of ducking challenges, and blasted for being too distracted outside the ring. This rematch is his shot to shut everyone up. But pressure's a tricky thing, and right now, Tank's carrying the weight of an entire reputation that's starting to crack. But here's the thing, not everyone's buying the brawl. Some fans are already calling it staged, a setup designed to pump more hype into the rematch. And honestly, it wouldn't be the first time boxing pulled a stunt like this. Just look at Tank's former mentor, Floyd Mayweather. Back when he was building buzz for his exhibition with Logan Paul, Floyd staged a wild scuffle with Jake Paul, the infamous got your hat moment that went viral. Turns out, most of it was fake, perfectly timed for headlines and ticket sales.
A lot of people thought the Floyd thing that happened recently was a big PR stunt with you two.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to talk about it on this.
No way. You know I went to bat for you.
Bro,
for
I
this.
still have like 3 or 4 things to unload.
I went to
on.
bat for you on
What
this.
did you say?
I was like, Jake's not, like, everyone's like, oh, Jake's a big pussy for running. I was like, you stand in front of 10 dudes and see how you do.
25 dudes.
But this was set up?
Yeah.
So you and Floyd are like talking about the stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yo, run up on me in this van.
Yeah, we
No
were like,
way.
let's set this up and make this go viral.
Jeez.
This was like us at dinner. Like,
oh, no way.
planning it out. I don't, you know what's crazy is that like I was debating on whether or not to like reveal that the whole Floyd thing was fake, but I was just like, fuck it.
Right now, the rematch feels like it's leaning in Roach's favor, and not just because of how the first fight went down. The problem is Tank. He's not locked in on Lamont Roach. Instead, he's already chasing the circus, teasing a massive money grab fight against Jake Paul, a YouTuber, a spectacle. And while that may line his pockets, it's not going to save him in the ring. The truth is, fans aren't even excited about that matchup. They see it for what it is, a payday, not a challenge.
You know Gervonta and Jake Paul are going to fight too.
Are they?
Oh yeah, Jake's going to kill him.
What? When is this?
Probably the end of the year.
I want to go to one. We got to go to a fight together, guys.
You got to come to my Brandwurst, Tennessee.
We're going to the one for...
Brandwurst, yep.
Meanwhile, Roach is laser-focused, sharper than ever, and hungry for a real victory. Tank's looking past him, and in boxing, that's the fastest way to get knocked off your throne. Shakur Stevenson believes that Davis versus Paul is a joke. Tank should be fighting someone like Shakur after he settles it with Roach. But no, Tank wants to fight the YouTuber.
Didn't say you got your eye on Tank. What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. And he called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
Let's keep it real. This fight makes absolutely zero sense for Tank career-wise. Let's say he wins the rematch against Lamont Roach in August. Let's say he dominates, shuts all the doubters up, becomes Invincible Tank again. You'd expect him to call out Shakur Stevenson or maybe even Devin Haney again, right? Nope. Instead, he's chasing a Netflix fight with a YouTuber.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
How does that make any sense? Now let's flip it. Let's say Tank loses to Roach. That's back-to-back L's against a fighter who already almost beat him in the first match, if that knockdown had been counted. If Tank loses that rematch, the Jake Paul fight loses all value. Like, who's gonna watch a dude who just lost to Lamont Roach fight Jake Paul? It'll look like a desperation move, like a cash out, like a guy who doesn't want to fight real boxers anymore.
What do you think of former athletes and celebrities like Jake Paul taking up boxing? You think that grows the sport?
If he's doing it for the right reason, actually want to do it because of just like actually want to box, it's cool. But if he's doing it for like the wrong reason, just to get the hype and stuff like that, I feel as though it's trash. Sometimes people get bored at what they doing, and they want to try other stuff. Got to be mentally tough to be able to box. So that's why I don't take that away from some fighters or some people that want to jump into the sport. So just show how tough you are. That's how it should be.
For sure. That's all I got. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
And honestly, that's what a lot of people are already saying. Look at the signs. Tank's been talking retirement. He said boxing is boring.
Are you retiring?
What changed? What made this shit trash, garbage?
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around to.
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like say you got a swap today. Okay.
And he's been caught smoking during camp. Yep, the same camp for Lamont Roach fight. Not surprised why Tank almost lost. He literally cut ties with Calvin Ford, the one coach who had his back since day one.
Something is definitely going on between Calvin Ford and Gervonta Davis. Now, we all seen that knockdown in the 9th round, but what you probably didn't see is what happened after that in between rounds. Check this out. Coach Barry Hunter trained Tank for this fight with Lamont Roach, not Calvin Ford. A lot of people were saying that this performance has something to do with that. So, is something really going on between Calvin Ford and Tank Davis? Check out what Tank had to say.
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean? I was more so. It's something we gotta work on in the corner, for sure.
Everything Tank's doing right now screams, I'm over this sport. So if you're wondering why he's taking this Jake Paul fight, it's simple. Money. Tank's not chasing belts anymore. He's chasing millions. And Jake Paul, for all the trash talk, brings in views, clicks, hype, and most importantly, paychecks.
Is it true that you made $170 million from this fight?
I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever.
60 million households, Jake.
250 million people.
Bro, that is so
It's all downhill
crazy.
from here.
No, for sure.
I peaked.
Jake's last fight with Tyson broke streaming records thanks to Netflix. If he gets Netflix on board again for Tank, we're talking $50 million event, easy. That's more than Tank would make fighting Shakur and Haney combined.
If you give them a good show and you make your money, like Jake Paul, made $40 million off of that. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson made $20 million off of the fight. It was played in the AT&T Stadium. We don't even know how much those guys got. How much did Netflix make? You know what I'm saying? How much did everybody involved made? Since Jake Paul made $40 million, Mike made $20 million. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it was all like an exhibition type show, and it was just for each other to get some money. Mike got his money, Jake Paul got his money, and by unanimous decision, Jake Paul won because, of course, he was a younger guy.
Let's not act shocked. Tank is literally just following Floyd Mayweather's blueprint. Floyd turned boxing into business by fighting guys that had no business being in the same ring as Floyd.
Wasn't, by the way, I got fucking gypped, but at the time,
What did he make from it?
I had 15% of that fight, so he had 85%. Yeah, yeah, he had 85%.
85 mil, basically.
No, if I made 5, whatever the math of that. Yeah, he made.
Logan, if I get in the ring, you think I can make some money?
I don't think you should do that.
No.
I saw you do something.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.